Why do Republicans hate lab-grown meat? War on foods like cultured beef and chicken heats up as lawmakers support $1 million fines for companies selling products backed by Bill Gates and Leonardo DiCaprio. That's great, isn't it? Let's get an actor involved.
It's an entertainment news story, no?
Brilliant. The cultured meat is the new culture wars topic, apparently. You can now... We're getting closer to being able to buy meat grown in a lab. This has been around for a while, but it's very expensive, so it's not really... it's not in Iceland, chicken nuggets yet. DeSantis is having none of it. In Florida, he wants to completely outlaw it. And lots of these Republican places don't like this because they say it's attacking farmers, it's attacking the farming industry, so they're trying to outlaw it. So this is a bit of a Lewis Schaefer Team World type story, because it's all the Bill Gates types and Leonardo DiCaprio who assure us this is the best thing ever. Meanwhile, the Republicans are talking about the risks, they're talking about health concerns, and they're talking about threats to the agriculture industry, obviously. But they're also talking about the process as an affront to nature and creation, which is quite a jump, isn't it? The first two were...
It's big meat, isn't it?
They're hoping it won't be.
But isn't it big agriculture? That might be actually the problem. The Monsanto's saying, let's make it seem like it's a bad thing so that they still keep making their money on the tractors.
Great. How do we know? Because I'm not sure I would trust either side on this one.
Well, this is exactly it. The question is, why do Republicans hate lab-grown meat? And I guess it comes down to control. So it's about big and small government. Now, you could chuck all sorts of conspiracy theories into the mix, but at the end of the day, I think what the Republicans are saying is, if you hand over the production of our food to these big corporate businesses, they've got control over it, they can put what they like in it, and we're all getting fed whatever's in there. Now, it can also solve hunger, because if you don't need animals and you can just grow it, in the lab, then perhaps you remove the need for all sorts of social problems, and having to fund...
I think that's a really good point, that somehow, in the Venn diagram, it's the same circle. The people who say, all these people saying that we've got too many people on the planet, ridiculous. Every time we've had this problem, technology steps in and provides more. And it's what happened, I can't remember which year this would have been, but before Fritz Haber, however you pronounce it, comes up with his Haber process. We were about to die out. There was not enough way to grow enough crops for people. And now he comes up with this way to split nitrogen out of ammonia. And it's 2 in every 5 people on the planet are kept alive by that. Now, he also came up with some chemicals that help Hitler, so he's not a great guy, but he's saved more people than he's killed. There's the Dave Chappelle bit. But the same thing's going to happen. That we think, there's not enough people, too many people. We need more food. Grow it in this factory. No, it's lab-grown meat. People arguing against themselves.
Well, it's not really there yet, is it? We don't know how, because it's in its infancy. Yeah. We don't know how brilliant it is. I've heard people, mainly Lewis, arguing that it takes so much energy to make a tiny bit of this stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, well, surely that's the early stages. Yeah. We don't know where it's going to go, so maybe it'll save us all.
Well, that's if you make a green argument out of it, a climate change argument, which obviously none of that exists anyway, as Steve was saying earlier. But, Lewis makes a good point there. There is a lot of energy expended in trying to in the process.
Yeah, but as you say, it's lab-grown at the moment. It'll be factory-grown by the time you're eating it. No one's growing stuff in a lab for people to eat. That's where you experiment. Factories are where you grow stuff.